Hey guys, this is Thomas from Nurse Money Talk, where I help nursing students become nurses and nurses excel in their nurse career and nurse life. In this video, I really want to talk about just kind of like more pressure that nursing students kind of put on themselves like before taking the NCLEX. And that's kind of like this pressure or this need to pass the NCLEX at the minimum question threshold. The reason why I say the minimum question threshold is that I know currently like the NCLEX, the minimum question has actually, the NCLEX RN, I should say, the minimum question has actually been moved from it was normally a 75, and then it was moved down to 60. And then the max for that was 265, and now that's been moved to 130 questions. But the main thing though is that I feel like it's a lot of pressure that you're putting on yourself to try to pass at the minimum number of questions. So, I feel like what I'm gonna say, obviously based on kind of like a lot, my thoughts and like how I look at exams, but whether the minimum, it stays at 60 or, it's supposed to be temporary, but they move it back to 75 or they move it to 80 or whatever they change it to, whatever the minimum maximum questions get changed to. I don't think this really changes, because what I feel like ends up happening is that like you'll get into the test, right? So you'll be focused, you'll do X, Y, and Z. You'll be taking each question, then you'll be focused on that minimum number. And then once that minimum number comes through, whether it's 60 or 75 or whatever it is at the time you're watching this video, and then it moves ahead of that. And then I feel like you get to a point where now you're just thinking like, oh wait, oh crap, like I must not be doing as well as I could have been, or as well as I thought, because the answer or the exam didn't shut off at that number. And then I feel like for exams, for a lot of students, especially the students who are already like not very good test takers or have a lot of like really bad test anxiety, now I feel like you'll start constantly just focusing on the number. You'll keep focusing on that number, like, oh my goodness, it's still going on and on and on and on. And so I really don't believe I really don't feel like that's the best way to go about it. That's not really how I went about it when it came to me taking the NCLEX RN, or the NCLEX PN for that matter of fact, is that I was just focused on just whatever question was in front of me. I try not to look at the number or whatever. I mean, because like I look at it as like this is a marathon. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. I just try to take each question one at a time and then just keep going, because there's no going back. So once you take a question, that question's done. Doesn't really matter. Past questions doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that question that's in front of you. And so I really do believe that will help you out, especially help you if you have really bad test anxiety, in terms of just like really focusing on just the one question at a time. So if you are going to look at how do I pass the NCLEX, just focus on just passing. That's pretty much it. As for like, if you're needing tips on kind of like what I did to pass the NCLEX RN, or what I did to pass the NCLEX PN, or some other tips that I might have, maybe like some like NCLEX review textbooks or NCLEX review courses as well, you can find that in the descriptions below, or you can go to nursemoneytalk.com/NCLEX, and then that'll take you to where you'll see the resource and whatnot, and just kind of like tips that I have for the NCLEX as well. If you have any questions at all about kind of like prepping for the NCLEX, or just kind of like how to study for it, or kind of like some other stuff that I may have done to kind of help prepare myself for it, then for sure let me ask you questions in the comment sections below. If you found this helpful, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up as well. And you'll see some of our other NCLEX, some other helpful videos on kind of like passing the NCLEX. You'll see that over here to my left. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will catch you very soon in the next video.